All right, ever wonder what a developer's real resume looks like these days? Well, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most important pages on the internet for any tech pro, their GitHub profile. We're going to decode it together piece by piece so you'll know exactly what you're looking at and, more importantly, what it all means.
So let me ask you this. How do you really size up a developer's skills and experience in, say, 2026? If you're thinking of a traditional resume, well, you're missing a huge part of the story.
Yeah, because the real answer isn't some stale PDF you download. Nope, it's a living, breathing profile page. We're talking about their GitHub, and believe me, it tells you so much more than any bulleted list ever could. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about why this is the modern-day resume. Then we're going to dive into a real profile and break it down. We'll look at the bio, the projects, and yup, we're going to decode those famous green squares. And finally, we'll see what kind of work this person is actually doing. So why does this one page matter so much? I mean, really. It's because GitHub is so much more than just a place to stash code. Think of it as a developer's public portfolio. It's a totally transparent record of their work and, honestly, the best proof of their actual real-world skills. I absolutely love this way of looking at it. It's like their public workshop, where they're actually building stuff. It's a project library, and it's even like a work diary all rolled into one. You get the full picture here, not just some curated highlight reel. All right, enough theory. Let's see how this actually works in the wild by looking at a real profile. And we're going to start right at the top with the basics. Who is this person?
Okay, so boom. Right away, we get the essentials, pretty much what you'd find at the top of a normal resume. We've got the name, Demondre Livingston. His title, Senior Software Engineer. He's in North Carolina. We even have his username and a link straight to his LinkedIn. Super simple, clear, and totally professional.
Okay, now we get to the real heart of it. This is the juicy part. Forget some boring list of responsibilities. This is where we see what this person has actually built. What have they created? What problems have they really solved? But hang on, before we dive into his projects, we need to get one key term down, repository, or what everyone just calls a repo. Think of it like a digital folder for a single project. It's got everything, all the code, the documentation, everything. And here's the really cool part. It tracks every single change that's ever been made. Now, what's cool is that developers can pin a few of their best repos right to the top of their profile. You should think of this as their curated showcase. It's basically them saying, hey, if you only have time to look at a couple of things, make it these. And just look at this. This is a perfect snapshot of this developer's range. Right off the bat, we see a ton of different skills. There's a back-end service built in Python, a couple of mobile apps using Dart, and even a game project in JavaScript. See, this isn't just a list. It's telling us a story about a really versatile engineer who's comfortable working on all sorts of different things. All right, now it's time for probably the most iconic and sometimes, let's be honest, the most intimidating part of a GitHub profile. I'm talking about the contribution graph. All those little green squares. They might look a little intense, but they're actually a super simple and really powerful way to see a developer's work ethic at a glance. And check out the headline number for our developer here, 3,996. That is almost 4,000 contributions in the last year. Just that one number alone gives you a really strong signal about their level of activity. So how does it all work? It's actually dead simple. It's basically a calendar of the last year. Every single one of those little squares represents one day. And the color of the square? That just tells you how much work they did on that specific day. Yeah, the system is just incredibly straightforward. Think of it as a spectrum. If a square is gray, that means no contributions that day. A light green square means a few contributions, and a dark green square, that means a lot of contributions. That's it. More green means more work. Now here is the absolute key takeaway. You are not looking for a perfect, solid block of dark green. I mean, that's not realistic, and it's probably not healthy. What you're really looking for is the overall pattern. You want to see consistency, sustained effort over time. It's all about dedication, not about burnout. Okay, so we know how often this person is working. But what does a contribution actually mean? It's a good question, because it isn't just about writing brand new code. So let's actually break down what this developer is spending their time doing. This chart is awesome. It gives us a great summary. Okay, so we see the biggest slice, 78%, is commits. That's basically saving new code to a project.
But look at the rest of it. Pull requests, that's proposing changes. Code reviews, that's helping out teammates by checking their work. And issues, that's flagging bugs. This tells a huge story. This person isn't just a heads-down coder, they are an active, engaged collaborator.
So let's put all the puzzle pieces together. What's the takeaway here? Well, from this single page, we get a whole story. We know who they are, a senior software engineer. We know what they build, a diverse range of projects. And we know how they work. They're a super active and consistent contributor. This profile tells a crystal clear story of an experienced and dedicated professional. And really, that's the ultimate power here. A resume can list a skill. It can say, I'm good at Python. But a strong GitHub profile provides the evidence. It doesn't just list skills, it shows you the proof.
So I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. Whether you're a developer or not, take a second and think, what story is your digital footprint telling about you? Is it telling the story you want it to tell?